Привет, ребята! Я нахожусь в Берлине, в гостях у моей подруги, иллюстратора Нины Печковской. Это видео я снимала в прошлом году для своего английского канала и решила сегодня продемонстрировать его вам. Мы с Ниной знаем друг друга почти 15 лет, и все это время я наблюдала за ее развитием, как она была студенткой в Санкт-Петербурге, затем как она переехала в Германию, стала популярным иллюстратором, работала со многими известными журналами, издательствами, модными брендами. И сейчас я держу в руках книгу, для которой Нина создавала иллюстрации. Мне очень хочется разбить стереотип о том, что творческая профессия безденежная, бесперспективная, и на примере Нины показать, какие широкие возможности есть у вас, если вы хотите заниматься иллюстрацией или любым другим искусством. Напишите мне в комментариях, как вам формат такого видео, интересно ли вам смотреть за личным опытом талантливых людей, и приятного просмотра.
My name is Nina, I'm an illustrator and as well a designer at Amazingy, doing various kind of stuff, including, for example, like I'm just working on the stickers, like new stickers for the FYI brand, doing the postcards and various stuff. We have these stickers currently, and we're changing the packaging. The jar will be different, so all the sizes need to be adjusted. Also the barcode needs to be added, so I'm making the templates and checking if everything is correct, if there are no mistakes. And then sending the correct file to be made. That's pretty much the process. That's my personal work. Actually, it was once an exhibition here, a small one, and I participated as well, and they remained here. That's just my stains. I like to work on this kind of colorful stains and make them into kind of an interior prints. I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. Lived for some time in Estonia, Tallinn, where we met. Then again in St. Petersburg, and since 8 years I'm living in Berlin already. I've been studying graphic design in St. Petersburg and been working as an illustrator and graphic designer for the past 10 years. In Berlin I'm also being a freelance illustrator and working at Amazingy as a designer and illustrator. It started when I was around 22 years old. I've always liked to draw, but I'm not a professional artist, so I'm not very good with technical drawing or classical drawing. But I liked illustrations, and once, while I was still studying at the university, I wrote to various magazines and asked if they needed any illustrations, maybe fashion-related or beauty-related. And I wrote to 10 Russian magazines, I remember, or maybe 15. And 2 responded. It was Cosmopolitan and I think El Girl or something like that, something for girls. And I started drawing illustrations for them on a regular basis. Berlin is very diverse, so it doesn't dictate you any sort of strict style like I was experienced, for example, when I was visiting Sweden or some other countries. Here you see so many examples of various styles because there are so many people from all over the world, and they all bring something from their own country, culture, mentality. So it also results in different visual images. And I think from that you have a very diverse picture, which in the end you can observe and also create your own view. And also I think Berlin is still quite, well, it's getting more expensive, but it's not as expensive as some European cities, so it's still affordable to be an illustrator or artist. Yeah, I have some people who do illustration. I sometimes go to the drawing club, and we meet in the evening and we draw in some bars or in some parks. The locations are different. It's usually once a month or so. The girls who organized it, it's 2 illustrators, one from Germany and another one from Italy. I think through meeting new people and sometimes mentioning that I'm drawing, it all led to creating a network, and slowly I started drawing for various magazines, various medias. I liked to draw when I was a kid, and I was thinking that I would become a cartoon illustrator, but then at some point I dropped this idea. But as I mentioned before, I never had a classical education in this field, and I wasn't sure if I actually can compete with proper artists, illustrators who have really nice skills to draw. So I started little by little, and then I was also doing graphic design and illustration, and these two were always parallel paths for me. I think it's never late to start. It just depends on how much time you want to invest in your self-development and how that's actually how your path will be defined just by your desire. I think it's always, if you're interested in some company, just don't wait till this company randomly finds you, because they probably won't. You just try to find your way, try to meet people from this company, try to talk, and also maybe meanwhile obtain some skills that you think will be important for working at the desired position. When I first heard about Amazingy, I was right away interested in their approach, because they always were telling their story, how Inge and Floris created the company, so you could always see the people behind it. And I was thinking, oh, that in combination with trying to be sustainable and selling organic brands, it's an interesting brand with a human face in Berlin, and that's how I got interested in them. And also when I got to know them, I realized that I would like to work with them, because the people there seem nice and they also have the similar interests that I have. The school will actually be quite helpful. I wish I went to school. I was actually having some classes in the university, but they weren't very good, I would say, because the teachers already were presuming that students who were studying design already had some basic drawing education, like in classical art, and I didn't. So they kind of ignored me a bit and went to the better students. Of course, it gave me something, but most probably if I was studying graphic design somewhere in Europe, it would have given me much more. I usually work just on my computer here. Work first on paper with either pencils, watercolor or some ink, and then I process the final images on computer, adding or editing in Photoshop mostly. The watercolors are still the best from Russia, Белые ночи, White Nights. And other stuff I buy here, I really like Bosna, I'm not sure how to exactly pronounce it, local German art supply shop. It has a very good selection and okay prices, and there I buy all these beautiful pencils and all these inks. I really like such shops, but there's always a chance to spend a fortune there. I'm usually actually just drawing like various stains and not a finished artwork. And then I do so much editing also to combine and maybe add them as textures to some other drawing. I also sometimes just sketch like that. Yeah, and these are, I really like ink for that it gives very bright colors. This one is actually that print, but just made bigger and colors are a bit changed. It would probably help me, but I haven't thought about it seriously. I guess somewhere in Europe. Well, I guess I would first choose what exactly I want to study, and then I will make a proper research where exactly, I guess in Europe, this field is covered the best. My favorite one is this one. It's by Hiroshige, the Japanese artist. There are some prints with the colors that always inspired me. This combination of green, blue and pastel colors and details inspire me for various combinations in my own illustrations. So if I lack the ideas, I sometimes take this book. I was once working for this brand, Diptyque, a perfume brand, and then I was so inspired that I bought a book about how they were making the brand and how the founders were inspired, and they were inspired by art and various things from over the world. And when you read their path and their journey, and also look at these pictures, you also see how you can be inspired by the things around you or some other pieces of art. You can process them and create something new yourself. I have two books for a long time by sartorialist Scott Schumann, who's portraying people. When I look at people, it's always very interesting to see how they dress according to what they have in their mind, or maybe their cultural or any background. So here, Scott Schumann depicts actually not the regular trends which change every season or anything else. He rather depicts people from various countries, how, okay, they dress according to some fashion, but rather still you can see the personality behind it. And these two books, I still come back to them often to look at how people are dressed, because I think it never goes out of style. I'm now selling some of my prints on the platform called Unique. But if you're interested in any of my prints, some other prints, or other commissions, you can write me an email or write me on Instagram. Yeah, I think mostly it's like people finding me through other people or through Instagram sometimes. I like it because it's not quite fully art, it's mostly an entertainment. And it's pleasant to meet people and see their emotions. Well, the work I did for Diptyque was that we were taking the pictures, the Polaroid pictures of the customers, and then I was depicting fragments from Diptyque's perfume, some patterns and stuff. And people looked so fascinated when they saw their picture and some flowers, or I don't know, that I drew just in front of them. It seemed that it was making their evening more interesting, and for me I was also getting good emotions from them, so it was a very nice experience. Also, one of the projects that I'm still proud of and which I like to do a lot was an illustration for this book about Swedish style. It was a very interesting commission where I had to do a lot of fashion illustration. It was already, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. I really like to draw clothes in general, so it was a nice thing to do. I think I still own too much things. I would prefer to be more of a minimalist. I have some clothes here and also in the wardrobe. But for the last year and a half, I think I mostly buy second-hand, because in Berlin there are really good second-hand. Some are more simple, some are more high fashion, but the thing is that you can find some really interesting things for a really low price. This year I bought a steamer for clothes, and that's why I really started to wear a lot of silk, because in second hands you can find a lot of silk stuff and very cheap. And if you take care of it properly, then it looks very nice. This jacket, I bought it on the market here on Maybach Ufer from the girl, and it's good quality and it fits every garment. I like this silk dress from Russian brand My 812. The third garment, I don't know, it's any of my silk shirts, so maybe this one just that I'm wearing now. I always wear these bracelets, I don't know how to call them. They are also from Russian brand, and I like their color. For me, fabric is very important, the material, and I prefer usually natural materials, although for the upper, I mean like the warmer clothes, it's not as important as the things that touch my skin. For example, as shirts, I prefer silk or cotton or something, or linen. Then the cut, and if the cut is not perfect, I usually bring the garment to the tailor, and the overall quality, how the seams are made and all. And based on that, you can make a choice despite the fact that there is a price or some known or not known brand. You just look at the garment itself and then you think, okay, it looks good, even though it may be some very random brand, or maybe it costs €3 in the second hand. When you take the shoes off, it's quite important to put in the shoe trees these things, because while if it's natural shoes and it's leather, while they are warm, they can be easily deformed. And so you take them off and they lose shape. So if you put something hard, like these things, they keep the shape and they just last longer. So for example, these shoes I already bought on eBay, and they, I think 4 years ago, and they still last me. You just need also to clean them sometimes, which I actually need to do. Yeah, it's mostly Diptyque, as I was working for them, and also this Comme des Garçons, I really liked it too, but mostly for winter, harder, like deeper smell. Well, I would say that I use both organic skincare and regular skincare. Day creams, I usually use this simple one from La Roche-Posay, or this time this one from Holy Land. I sometimes use also ordinary, and one of my favorite things from Amazingy is this Thai rosehip oil. And I also, since I'm working in Amazingy, I have a lot of skincare and like different beauty products. I've always been interested in them, but I also don't like to own too much, but in the end I end up having too much. It was when I had with two of my friends, we were having a beauty blog, and I started writing about organic and natural beauty there and trying to find one brand, Kea Weiss. I heard about them, it's a Danish brand, Kea Weiss, and then I was looking for the distributors in Berlin and found Amazingy, came to them. Actually, Kirsten Kea Weiss once came to Berlin and made me up, like made a nice makeup on me. And I told her the story as well, that actually that's how I found my job in Berlin, thanks to her brand. And I started working for them a little bit, like drawing. Then I also was packing parcels because they are an online shop. And then slowly I started doing more and more design and illustration for them. I'm currently making some labels for our own brands, FYI and Hero, as well as helping with the redesigning the website a bit, and also the seasonal postcards. I'm also actually just helping adding products to the website and doing some other work in the packing department. For tips, probably I should do that myself more, is to work a lot. If you don't have any commissions, just work for yourself, get inspired and try to draw every day or every second day. And then if you try to find commissions, you need just to find projects and ask for collaboration, not necessarily paid, but that's how you get more contacts and get to know people. And then also, of course, if you know some magazines or any other projects which you think might need you and as an illustrator, never be afraid to write to them. Inspiration, media, which you use, and pencils. Now it's ink, pencils, and my computer. Oh, there's so many. Let's say Degas. I've been to several Berlin galleries with modern art, and there were just a mix of different young artists. I don't remember the name, but it was quite inspiring. Recently I try not to check my phone first thing in the morning, so I just go to the kitchen and make myself coffee. The book I'm reading now are the memoirs. I really like memoirs. Peggy Guggenheim. Been to France. Oh, it's too hard, I don't have any. St. Petersburg then.
Thank you guys for watching. Спасибо за просмотр. Напишите, пожалуйста, в комментариях, как вам такой формат видео, удобно ли было читать субтитры, хотите ли вы больше видео на творческие темы. И подписывайтесь на меня в Инстаграме, и давайте будем оставаться на связи. Увидимся в следующем видео. Всем пока!